Hello, my name is Michaela and I love watching movies and reviewing them, so I figured start a YouTube channel. Today I will be reviewing a recent live action remake of a Disney classic, thus the shirt, while we're talking about this actually. So I don't know if you know this, but whenever the Disney princesses are pictured together, they're never looking in the direction of where another princess is. But you'll notice on this top, Snow White is looking directly at Ariel. It irritates the crap out of me, and I would not have bought this top if I had seen that, probably, even though I love this top. Okay, on with the review. So you can probably guess, since I'm wearing this top, what the movie live action remake that's recently been released might be. That's right. Beauty and the Beast. It was released on the 23rd of March 2017 here in Australia, and it stars Emma Watson and Dan Stevens in the titular roles and the central romance. It's a family musical fantasy romance conjunction thing. It's a Disney movie. If you've seen the original animated film, you more or less know what happens in the live action remake because they followed a very similar story. In terms of the story arc, the pacing is spot on. Well done, director Bill Condon. Let's call it Condon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Structurally, it works very, very well, and this live action remake is very much a companion to the original animated Disney classic. Disney, in my opinion, took a massive gamble with making this film, and I really appreciate that they took the risk because, for me, it's 100% paid off. I love this remake. It's a lovely updated version of the original Disney movie. The screenplay was written by, now I hope I say this right, Stephen Chbosky and Evan Spiliotopoulos. I 100% pronounced that wrong. Please forgive me. The screenplay is very, very well done. They figured out subtle little hints and nods to the original, and they incorporated new elements into the story which flow-wise work very, very well. This new version also fills in some plot holes of the original movie. Don't want to give anything away though, so check out the movie and see if you can spot them. This movie designates a good amount of time to the development of the Beast and the side characters, which did worry me a little bit to start off with, and I'm like, oh no, are they going to take away from like the development of Belle, even though we kind of already know her, but still she needs that development. I was completely wrong. They designate a lovely amount of time to developing the Beast and more of his character, so he's not just a two-dimensional guy that got turned into a beast and now has to fall in love. He's actually a human. Helps. So they designated a good amount to those developments while also allowing the relationship between Belle and the Beast to really form, and it's a really beautiful relationship, and this is really demonstrated, and well done Emma Watson and Dan Stevens for this. There is a moment in the film where there is no dialogue, there's just the backing track of, you know, Beauty and the Beast, it's all lovely, and they're out in the snow and it's all beautiful, but they're not saying anything. It's all about their facial expressions, and just that moment really demonstrates the depth of their feelings for each other and the fact that they're growing and they're really bonding together as, you know, a couple, and well done. Which brings me to my next point, the acting. Emma Watson. I love this casting choice. She was absolutely the right choice for it, I think. In terms of Watson's acting choices, she really uses her eyes and uses the close-ups of her in the film really to her own advantage. You're drawn to her eyes and they're just conveying the kindness of Belle, the knowledge she has and the compassion that she can show anyone, even a literally beastly man who is holding her captive. There isn't a lot of auto-tune when she is singing, which is a credit to both her and Disney, that they cast someone that had at least a moderate singing ability. She sings the original song so well, and it gave me my little nostalgic heart just burst. It was so, oh. You know, I think everyone has that. If you love the original film, you're gonna, if you see this, you'll just hear the tunes and you'll go, ah! It's so lovely. Dan Stevens as the Beast. How did he make me love him so much? I don't know. This movie, he's completely his own person. He's got his own development, he's got his own backstory, and I love that. Side note, he was wearing a muscle suit. He didn't just do the voice, he did the motion capture. So he was wearing a muscle suit and stilts. Picture that in the ball scene where he's dancing with that. He learnt to dance on stilts. I mean, just don't know how you did that, honestly. That's so impressive to me, and I just imagine the guns on him. His acting absolutely shines through the CGI. There are moments when you feel like you're looking at a human. Dan Stevens absolutely nailed this role because he just shines through the CGI. Kevin Kline as Belle's father Maurice was both unexpected and wonderful. He is a lovely character and a vehicle through which a lot of the main plot happens. As we know, he gets taken by the Beast. Obviously, major plot point because Belle comes after and yada yada yada. Josh Gad as LeFou, I was a bit worried about because everyone, oh, he's Olaf, you know, but he totally made this role his own. He really uses his acting ability in his face and his gait to his best ability, and it absolutely pays off. He shows his vulnerability and his strength at times, which, you know, the original LeFou doesn't have. He's really complex, and well done, Josh Gad. Luke Evans is just the perfect choice for Gaston. He's got a great voice, he's got, you know, a nice face. He really uses his gait, the way he walks, and his costume and makeup and hair. That hair though. He really uses those elements of his costuming to inform his performance, and it really, you can tell that once he put that costume on, he was standing up straight out and he was Gaston. He was all about himself. The setting of this film is, of course, the poor provincial town, and you really get a feeling of it's small, it's tight-knit, it's a bit isolated, and the castle is just magnificent, and it's over there, and this grand castle, which obviously the CGI in this film is breathtaking. It's extremely dark at times. The darkness and the vastness is really displayed, and there are other times, such as in Be Our Guest, when it's just bright, it's fast editing, you don't know what's going on, but you like it because it's bright and colourful and spectacular, and Ewan McGregor's Lumiere is singing, and you're just taken up in the spectacle, and you want to be there eating the stuff with Belle because it looks so delicious. The soundtrack of this film features 2 new songs. Yes, 2 new songs, and they are both so good. Thank you, Alan Menken. Holy crap, loved them so much. And it of course features songs from the original movie that we all know and love. It's a beautiful, updated, new kind of feeling to these songs that we all know. Something that I absolutely adored about this film, that was the standout thing for me, is that it has shown this tall, muscular, foreboding, horned beast as a soft, gentle, romantic man, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it kind of gives him permission and gives boys permission to be gentle and sweet, and I love that. Boys have feelings too! And finally, let's talk about the costumes, because oh my god, I loved them all so much. Costuming, makeup, hair department, well done. Belle's costumes are pretty much the same as the animated classic, although there's a few details added, because obviously it's not just, oh, let's paint the dress blue, it's we actually have to make the dress, so let's make it a little bit more interesting visually. So it's a nice way to pay homage to the original animated movie costume and update it a bit, give it more details. In the Beast Before costume, it's very interesting. They've got extravagant makeup and extravagant hairpiece, and very, very interesting clothing, which, yeah, visually so cool to look at. Overall, the costumes didn't take away from the actual overall story and purpose of the film, so well done filmmakers and costume and makeup department. So overall, it's a really well made film. The costuming is beautiful, the casting is great. This is a bright, fun, musical Disney film that's pretty much just fun for everyone. This is a very good updated version of an original classic. Michaela approves of this film. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Maybe subscribe. You can check out my blog. I'll put a link to it in the description below. If you have any suggestions for future movies for me to review, they can literally be anything. I am open. Yeah, thanks for watching.